Hey everyone, today we're diving into something that might just flip your whole idea of intelligence on its head. It's been called the rarest form of intelligence, and trust me, it all kicks off with one big question.
So let me ask you this. What if being smart isn't really about what you know? You know, all the facts you can cram into your brain, or how well you do on tests. What if it's actually about how you think? About being able to take a step back and see your own mind at work?
And that's exactly where we're going to start, with this idea of a different kind of smart. Because, you see, before we can even get to this rare form of intelligence, we've got to talk about the hidden traps our own minds lay for us. Okay, so think about it. Our brains are designed to be super efficient, right? They create these little mental shortcuts, you've probably heard of them as cognitive biases, to help us get through the day without overthinking every single thing. And that's great, but there's a catch. Sometimes those shortcuts, they mislead us. They send us down a totally wrong path, and we don't even have a clue it's happening.
So, if our own brains can be the problem, what's the solution? Well, that gets us to the heart of what we're talking about today. It's the power of thinking about thinking. And there's a name for it, Metacognitive IQ.
But what is that, really? Basically, metacognitive IQ is your ability to just hit pause, to step back from your own thoughts and watch your thinking process from the outside, almost like you're watching a movie. And here's the most important part. This isn't something you're just born with. Nope, it's a skill. It's something you can actually practice and get better at. It's self-awareness, but in real time.
Yeah, thinking about thinking sounds kind of simple, right? But seriously, don't let that fool you. This is a total game changer. It's the difference between just being a passenger in your own head, getting carried along for the ride, and actually getting into the driver's seat and knowing exactly where you're going and why.
All right, so how do we do it? How do we actually build this skill? Well, it all boils down to three core behaviors. You can think of them as the three pillars of metacognition.
And they're pretty straightforward. Number 1, observe your biases. Number 2, question your opinions. And number 3, get comfortable admitting you're wrong. So let's break each of those down.
So that first pillar, observing your biases. This is all about becoming a kind of detective of your own mind. And look, it's not about feeling bad about having biases. Hey, we all have them. It's just about noticing them. It's about asking yourself, wait a minute, why do I believe that so strongly? What's the hidden assumption I'm making right now?
Now, this second pillar, this is a biggie. We tend to guard our opinions like they're treasures, right? We lock them up and protect them. This whole idea asks you to do the complete opposite. Treat your beliefs like a scientist would treat a hypothesis. Poke at it, test it, see if you can break it. It's not about being right, it's about finding out what's actually true. And that brings us to pillar 3. This one requires a pretty huge mental shift in how we think about being wrong. So instead of it being this terrible thing, this failure, this hit to your ego, you see it as a win for learning. Think about it. Every single time you admit you were wrong about something, you've just leveled up. You've gotten a little bit wiser. You've actually grown. So you can really see the difference here, right? Our default setting is usually defend, defend, defend. Being wrong feels like a threat, and our biases totally invisible to us. But this metacognitive mindset, it flips the whole script. You question things, you see being wrong as a lesson, and you can actually see your biases. It's this massive shift from just unconscious reaction to conscious reflection.
Okay, so you might be thinking, that sounds like a lot of work, so why bother? What's the big reward here? Well, it's way more than just, being better at debates or making smarter choices.
The real payoff, it's all internal. It leads to this incredibly deep self-awareness. You start to really understand what's going on inside your own head. And that leads to true emotional maturity. You stop just reacting to everything life throws at you and start responding thoughtfully.
And at the end of the day, this really isn't just about being smart in the traditional sense. It's bigger than that. It's about wisdom. It's about learning how to navigate not just facts and figures, but yourself and your relationships, and doing it all with a lot more clarity and, frankly, a lot more grace.
So I want to leave you with a challenge, a question. Forget about everything else for a second, and just think about your own mind. What's one opinion you hold, one belief you've had forever that you'd be willing to really put to the test today? Just one. Because starting there, well, that could be the beginning of a pretty incredible journey. Thanks so much for tuning in.